Welcome to MountBlue Prep. MountBlue Prep is a preparatory track of MountBlue, which helps you in improving your programming skills and problem solving skills, wherein you will be able to easily solve the HackerRank challenge and get into MountBlue. So, in today's session, I'll be taking up problem solving using strings. Let me share my screen here. Let's go to Adobe and solve few problems here. Yeah, guys, let's take up this problem. If you have any queries, just you can text me in the chat. I will address those queries at the end of the session, or it requires immediate attention, then and then I will address. But you can just text me in the chat. Cool. Like in this problem, like the problem title is broken keyword keyboard. Now, given what is supposed to be typed and what is actually typed, write a function that returns the broken keys. The function, what it will do, let's try to understand it by using an example. You are given an input correct phrase and what you actually typed here by mistaken or whatever it could be. So if you look at this example, like find broken key, so actually the correct phrase is happy birthday, and you have typed this way. So what is our task here is to identify in this one the character that has been misspelled. Now H is there here, it's correct, A is correct. You can see here P is misspelled here. Instead of P, we got it as W. Okay, and P, next one is also P, so that way it has returned that P was the character that was misspelled. And one thing to be noted that both the strings that are given input strings, both the strings are of same size. So what is the notes? Only one broken key letter should be listed. So these are notes that we have to keep in mind, that if in this case two characters were misspelled, so what we have to do here, we have to return only one, not two times P. And letters will be in lower case only. It is also given that characters are in lower case. Good. Let's go to this and try to solve this. Let's take the text cases here. Easy for us to come to that. So what is the approach that we are going to follow? What is the approach that we are going to follow here? Let's look into the pseudocode. As both the strings, let's take one example at a time. So what would be my approach? Like both the strings are of same size. The length of both the strings is same. So what we can do here is compare each character from both the strings. On comparison, during comparison, if we get the characters do not match, then that character is the one that goes as output. The characters do not match. Now in this case you can see both the strings are of same length and they are in lower case. So how would we compare that? So how would we compare that one? The comparison should be done on character by character. So we have to start from where both the strings are of same size. Yes, let's take this one. For let I is equals to 0, I less than, you can take any string, str1 dot length, then I plus plus. So what would happen here in this case? We are going to take each character and compare. Now do we need another loop here? My question is, do we need nested loops here? Do we need another loop for comparison, or one loop is enough? Just text me in the chat please. What will be your answer? No need. Yeah, using ASCII values we have to compare. Fine. No need of another loop. Why? Because both the strings are of same length. So what we need to do is we have to compare. So during comparison, what we have to check, if the character at the index of I, isn't it? So in this case, we are going to take the character at the index of 0 and compare with second string character at the same index. So what we are going to do here, that is string 1 here and string 2 in this case. And the index we are going to refer with I itself. Good. Now what we need to compare is if they are same or if they are not equals. So in this case we are checking for what? If they are not equal, isn't it? If the two characters are not equal, then that goes as an output. It does not match. If these characters at the index of 0 from the string 1, isn't it? This is at the index of 0. Then you have next character. This one is at the index of 0. So we are going to compare that with the second string at the index of 0. So in this case, they match. So the condition is false here. Then we are going to go to the next comparison. So I plus plus, I would increase, isn't it? So I would increase. So in that case, what we are going to do here, we are going to go for the comparison with the next character. So what is the next character here? That you are going to compare is A. A is compared with this one. So what we are going to do, that also does not match. Then next case I plus plus I value will become, in this case I value will become what, 2. So 0 1 2. So at this case when we are having p here, p not equals to w, the condition will be true here, so that we should return as an output. So how we are going to return output? For that, let us take one resultant array, keep it as empty. So result dot push of, what we have to push here, which character? The character that is from string 1 or string 2. So we are expecting output as p, so it should come from which characters? That is in the string 1, str1 of I. Good. Let us do this one. So this will repeat for all the characters, for the remaining characters, and whichever at whichever index we have this condition satisfied that the character from string 1 does not match, is not equals to string 2 character, we are just pushing the that character as an output to the resultant string. Let's do a console.log of this one and check. Console.log of result. Good. Now guys, see here, like in this case we got the result. You can see here p is repeated 2 times, but what we are expected to have, this one is what, only once. If it is already there, now if it is already there, it should be taken only once. So how we are going to resolve that logic? In what way we can do that one? Like in this case, p was already there, was mismatched here, and then we got p again. So 2 times p should not be there. So in the output only once it should be displayed. If it is already there, if this character is already there in the resultant array, we should not take that one. If it is not there, we are going to take into the resultant array. That goes as an output. Yeah, result of only 0. Yeah, Prahalad, suppose if, yeah, you're right. Suppose if we get more than that, like suppose if we got character, 3 characters, like example I'm telling you, happy, and somewhere else also we got, it's not this case, but p here also, and that has to be replaced. Okay, if you are getting an output like this, for some other example, not this one, p 3 times, then and what do you call, k we are getting. So in this case the output should be what, p and k, not p 3 times should not come, it should be p and k. If you are giving, yeah, return only index 0. So if we return 0, what will happen? Only this element will be returned, k will be left out. No, not for this example. If some other example we are taking and we got this one, so in this case the output should be what, p and k characters, isn't it? Yes, what should be the alternative option or approach for this one? Anyone? Using list we can remove multiple occurrences. Very good. String one of I in result. Okay. Okay, very good. Suppose if it is already there, Ankit, if it is already there in that result or not, we have to check. If it is already there, so before pushing this result, we have to check whether this character was already placed or pushed into the resultant array. If it is already existing, we are not going to take that one. If it is not there, we are going to push that one. So what is the function we can take here? Using hash concept, we can resolve this. Okay, fine. Very good. So we'll just go for that one. Good answers coming from everyone. Good. I will try to use a simple way. So we are having here, let result is equals to, we got this way, isn't it? P P is already there in this one, isn't it? And suppose we are having K also. Now, suppose if I want to check, so before pushing that one, I want to check. So result dot includes, that is a function called as includes, that will check whether a particular character is there in that or not already. Suppose if P is there, what it is, you are getting it as what? True. Why? Because P is already existing in this resultant array, isn't it? The includes function will do the task for us. That if it is there, it is returning true. If it is not there, let us take some other character. M is not there, isn't it? If result dot includes of M, if it is not there, we are going to push it. So it is giving M is not there. So includes function will return true if the character that we are sending or comparing with the array, if it is there in that array, it will return true. If it does not exist, it returns false. Yes. So let's go to that and complete this. So how we can do that one? If result dot includes. Okay. So which character we have to take? That is str1 of I. Good. So if it is there, it will return true. So what we have to do here? We have to, if it is not there, not false is true, we are going to push it. Let's check that one. Yes, we are getting the output correct here. Only one is there, isn't it? So yn. Okay. So we got the output correct. Is it clear, everyone, how the includes can be used? That is one way. When got it. So we have to return the value instead of displaying it. So let's return that one. Fine, it worked. So this is the simple logic that we are using to find the broken keys. Okay, cool. Any queries in this, guys? No queries. Okay. Now, if you are doing using the helper functions like map, filter, find, how would you do this one? Can we use that here? Can we use that here? The same problem, if you want to do it using helper functions, can we do that one? Yes, guys, immediate, like I need your attention here. You can just text me in the chat. Can we use the helper functions and do this one? If yes, what helper function would suit here? Guys, are you having the idea of helper functions? Like there are helper functions we can use with the strings or arrays, isn't it? So we have to compare each character. So you can use map. There is something called as filter, something reduce. What would be better here? Isn't it? Find, no idea. Okay, good. Asif Jafri, yeah, fine. So what, which one? Then if you are saying if we can use the helper functions, which one? let me, some of you are not having the idea of helper function, so I will make it in the chat. I'm giving, yeah, Ashok has answered filter, very good. So just I will give you an idea of what is filter and what is map, then I will go to the problem. It will be easy. So this is for some of you have text me in the chat that you do not have the idea. So just briefly I will explain, not in detail. So for filter functions can be used with the array. Suppose if you are given an array here 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 8. This is an integer array, or you can use with the strings array also. Now see, suppose if I am using map, the map function takes a callback function. Here we need a callback function. Okay, so it works like this. We are going to have another function here. Anonymous function does not have any name, isn't it? Then takes the value. Now we are writing the code, simple code here. Whatever code we want, we are writing here. Now I want to get all those values which are greater than 10. So value greater than 10. So we must use the statement return here, RETURN, return value greater than 10. Okay. So if value is greater than 10, you are going to return that one. You want to get the array. Now all of you just look at the output here. This is a callback function that we are writing. So what happens here? The first parameter. What is the first value here? What is the first value here? That we are taking is 10. So 10 value is taken and it is mapped with this function, and the value here now will be 10. Now value 10 greater than 10 condition is true. So it has written what output? False. Sorry, 10 greater than 10 is false. So it has given you the output as what? False here. Okay. So next value that is taken is what here? 20. 20 value is taken and that is mapped, and that value here in this case the value will be 20 now. 20 greater than 10 condition is true. So it has written what? True here output. So for each value it will take and it will map with this function. Good. Next one is 30 value is great. 30 value is greater than 10 condition is true. It has written true. Good. So that way we can use the map function. So it will, for each value it will return some value. That is how we can use that one. Now the same thing, suppose if I am applying on a filter. Now all of you look at here. What is the difference in the filter and map? You can get it easily. First value is what here? 10. So 10 greater than 10 condition is false. So it did not return any value. So we did not get anything here. Next one is 20. Correct. The value that we are taking is 20 here. Value will be 20 here. The condition is satisfied. So return means here value is returned actually. So whatever value that was there, no, that has been returned here. If this condition is true, then it will return the actual value. Is that clear? Now let us go to our problem and write. If you are using callback function or whatever it is, let's see here, make it simple. In the simple way only we are going to do that one. Now Ashok has answered that we can use filter. Why? Because we have to get, so what we need to get here? So what we need to get here? The values which are not matching. So let's, first of all, it's a string. So first of all, we are going to let's take a array, convert it to an array. So how do you convert that string into an array? String one dot, what is the function? Yeah, we had used split. So we have to split it. Okay, so when we are splitting it, what we are getting, let's see here, console.log of s. let's refresh this one. So now see here we are getting what this is in the form of an array where each character we are having. Good. Now let us use this one. So our array is s dot what you are going to use a filter. Yeah, I recommend you to go through the filter function in the documentation on MDN. So it will give you a clear idea. So filter function takes how many parameters here? First one is the value. Then I need an index and then array. Okay, I don't want array here. Just I want to take the index. Why? Because the character at this index I want to compare with the character at the index of the string, second string. Good. So this is the callback function here. The arrow function that we are using here in this case. This ES6 arrow functions, you can just refer to it if anyone is not having the idea of this one. So value comma index. Then what we are going to check if value not equals to what is that from string2 dot string2 index. So at the index of 0 we are having that value from string2 and value will be coming from the string1 that is h. If they are not same, what we can do here, we are going to return value. Okay, that let us assign to result. So that will return the value. So our function is ending here. Let's do a console.log of this one. Yeah, same case guys. We are getting the same thing, that is 2 times, isn't it? So this works. So filter function we are applying on this one. And we could get this one. See here, the concept is same. First of all, each character is taken, that we are getting it through what? Array. From the string 1 is split into an array. So each character is an element in an array that goes as a value. That character at that index we are comparing with the string 2. If they are not same, then we are going to return the value. Now in this case we got this one's array. So how we are going to take the unique element from this array? S, anyone? So what is the logic to take the unique elements? In the previous earlier sessions also we have discussed that one. Result is equals to, we can take destructure it and using what? New set of what? Result. Now why did I write this statement is to take the unique elements. We got the result here with repeating characters. So that characters should not be taken. You can write here also. Why? Because return will just only return the value when we are using filter. You cannot give here, yeah, that one. Yeah, if at all you want to check here also you can check with the same logic, like if that does not include in the result, then you can give that one. Okay. And this is another way of getting the unique elements, that is you are destructuring it through the object of what? Set. What is set here? Set is a ordered collection of unique elements. Set does not have repeating element. If we are having p and p, it will be taken only once. If you have p comma p and k, we will get the output as what? P and k. Good. So it works here. Let's return this one. Yeah, I have taken up this example so that you come to know like various approaches that we can use to solve this problem. Yes. Any queries in this, guys? Any queries? Yeah, Ashok. But if you want to use the difference between these things, then we'll have some other session on how we can. What is the difference between filter, map? Just now I've highlighted the difference between filter and map here. You can see that one. So map, for each value, it will compulsory retain a value, isn't it? And for filter, wherever the condition is satisfied, at that place only it will return the value. Good. So in this case, filter would work, not map. Why? Because we want only at the place where the characters are not matching, that has to be returned. So that way we have used the filter function here. Good. So let's go to next concept here. Let's take up next challenge or next problem here. Let's take up this double character swap problem where you are required to write a function to replace all instances of character 1 with all instances of character 2 and vice versa. So it is not like replaced, but it should be swapped. You can see here the example, wherever we are having A, that should be replaced with what? B. Isn't it? So at the place of A, we should get B. So how we are going to solve this one? So what should be our approach? Can we use the replace function? Suppose if we are given like this input, let's check that one. Directly we have a replace function for strings. Now if I give s dot replace A with B, does it work? Yeah, it has replaced A with B, but B was not replaced with A, isn't it? You want B also should be replaced with what? A. That should be swapping. So can we use replace here? Yes, guys. Any other approach? For each character, we had to check that one. So what should be our approach? Read each character from input string. Check what we had to do here. If character in the string is C1, that is the character 1, then replace it with C2. This first thing. If character is C2, then replace it with C1. Otherwise, just keep it as it is. If it is not that one, otherwise, keep it as it is. This is the approach that we would be following. Good. Yeah, let's take this one. Let S is equals to, let's split this one, str dot split. So we are getting the character here. Now for each character we had to use this one. So here what we should use here, either use filter or map. Now this will just give a clear cut idea for you whether you are going to use the map or filter. So which one is better here? What function you are going to use here? Yes, anyone? Yeah, good. So for if replace. So if we are using replace, it will only replace one character, but not swap it, isn't it? Ankit and map will work, I think. Prahalad, good. So let's do it using map only. So we have converted that. So s dot map. So we are going to map here. In this case, value is enough, isn't it? Let's give a callback function, then write the code here. So what we are going to return here, we have to compare if character is C1. So what is that value we are going to get it, isn't it? So when we have split that one input string ABC like this, so what we will be getting here, you can just do a console.log of S and check it out. So we are getting input in the form of array where each element represents a character. So that way we'll be getting the value. Good. So we have to check what if value is equals to what? C1. If value is C1, so what you are going to do here? Return what? At this place, what we have to return here? C2. Does it work? Good. So let's declare here resultant and check that one. Console.log of S. Check here. This is only one condition we have written. Let's check that one. It's getting replaced. So we got the output as BB, and if it is not that value, it is returning undefined. Good. So at the place of A, we got BB. Good. So it is the first criteria. It is satisfied. Let's write that one. Else if value is equals to C2. In that case, what we are going to return here? C1. Good. So we got this, very good. So at the place of A we got B, and the place of B we got A here. Yeah, for all the other characters we got undefined because we did not return any value. So in all other cases, you can give here else. What you are going to return here? Return the character itself. So that is actually the character that we are comparing. So you can give your value. So we are getting this, isn't it? So B, B, A, and this one as it is. Wait. Now it's an array. So how we are going to convert it into string is, again we need to join this. So return s dot join. Fine. So it's passed all the test cases. Okay. So why can't we use filter here? Why can't we use filter here? Why? Because filter will return the value only when the condition is satisfied here, isn't it? If it is not satisfied, then it would not return that value in that case. So it's better for each and every value that is satisfied, then we have to return that for every value. So that is the reason that why we are using here map function. Yeah, I'll come back to your question, Ashok, after the end of at the end of this session. Any queries in this? Now, if you are not using map, so what would be the process? You try it out once. If you are not using map function, so how would you do that one? Okay, after splitting that, you have to use that. Okay, that you can just try it yourself.